Peace, God.
Peace to the God.
How you, God?
I'm studying 120 right now. Call me back at the guard hour.
You're welcome. You're all welcome.
Look at us.
Look at us.
What's going on, Juice?
All right. So, yeah, took a week off for Thanksgiving break. I know a couple of you had a pretty hectic Thanksgiving, but we're back.
Yeah, sick for a week. I didn't have any Thanksgiving. Nothing.
You haven't? Still haven't?
Like food wise, I had a tiny bit of leftovers the day after, but no, I was home. I didn't go anywhere. I couldn't go out.
Oh my god. Brutal.
Yeah.
I was drunk for 72 hours.
Yeah.
You had the Jets Dolphins tailgate, right?
Yeah, that was never ending, and there was so much food. Like it was just overconsumption, overload. And then
What time did that start? The tailgate.
Yeah. Anything to
3 o'clock
report from
game,
that?
so-
Anything to report?
we were drinking outside the gate before the gate opened because they wouldn't let us in at 9:30. It was the first tailgate where I actually took a 30-minute cat nap.
That's great. That's great. But everyone was safe. Everything all good. You know, you got to see the Fail Mary in person.
Yeah, I kind of invented a new drink that was a big hit.
Oh yeah? Do
Oh,
tell.
let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so we're calling it the Port Manhattan.
Port
So
Manhattan.
you take a ruby port and you mix it with a rye whiskey, and then you drop some chocolate bitters in, and then top it with a cherry. Port Manhattan.
Ooh.
This sounds like heaven for me because I'm like you. I love the port.
They
and
were flowing from Thanksgiving right into the tailgate. Everyone loved them. So next time I see you guys, we'll make one.
chocolate bitters.
Yeah, chocolate bitters.
So it's like a dessert. It's like a what's the term for like dessert? A dessert drink.
Aperitif.
Ooh, that's kind of
Is that
fancy.
right?
sounding.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. It's not coming to me.
Either way, Saturday was a beached whale, so it makes sense that it's a dessert drink. So,
But all right, guys. Well, we you know, do we want to go around say what we're thankful for, or you know, like whatever?
yeah, all right.
Thankful for.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for losing parlays. You know.
Yeah.
What else? For this podcast.
I'm thankful for Lonnie Walker the fourth.
Yeah, 6th Man of the Year candidate.
I'm a fan, and I guess my daughter.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, my family too. Yeah, can't forget about them. But let's God, where should we start? I mean, we'll get to the Nets. We'll get to your Nets. We'll get to basketball. We got to start at football. Do we go Giants or Jets? You were at the Jet game, so I guess we'll just get that over with. Did you happen to see the Fail Mary in person, or had you gone to the bathroom by then?
Me and a couple of guys, we went up to the bar about with a minute left and a half, and
So you missed it.
we're ordering a margarita. No, but the TV's on in the bar. It was because we're inside that little, you know, the Casamigos bar they have.
Yeah. Yes.
It's actually really nice. So there's TVs everywhere. It's full of Jets fans. The guy throws the Hail Mary. I'd never seen a group of people so dejected in my entire life. I felt so bad, honestly, for everybody. And I don't recall that ever happening in a game.
Yeah.
And it was just such a Jets moment because you know what I mean. You have the Rex Ryan stuff. You had the butt fumble, and now you have this thing. You know,
And it's always on like a so-called holiday, right? You know, with the
Yeah,
Black Friday,
yeah, exactly.
the Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Terrible. Victor Cruz was on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Yeah, that's true. It's always a holiday. Yeah, Butt Fumble was Thanksgiving. Al Michaels did that game too, so Al Michaels always seems to be involved. And
Yeah, I'm done with the primetime games. Even if when Rodgers is back next year, like no.
I know.
No.
And they had just gotten the pick six, so it was like, oh man, this is gonna be a game here. And then
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Missed extra point, and then the Hail Mary.
You know what
Unbelievable.
it kind of reminded me of? I went to Jets Ravens. This is years ago, probably in 08, 09. And do you remember when Ed Reed had that like 100-yard interception return?
Yes. Yeah.
Was that Lamont Jordan throwing the ball?
I forget who threw it, but I was at that game, and it was just like, yeah, it was like the same thing. He went like 100 yards, like untouched. It was just like reminded me of that. All I could do was laugh. I mean, it was just the whole game was just like you laugh to not cry, right? And I do this like evil laugh where I'm like I sound like suicidal, kind of, That's all you can do. That's all you can do. It's It's pretty much over. Rodgers is he's kind of even like resigned to, we'll see if I'm healthy. After like for weeks, he's like, yeah, I'm targeting this day and I'll be practicing next week. And now he's just like, okay, we stink. Not happening. So that's that.
Yeah, I think it was strictly a motivation factor. If he really ruptured his Achilles, right, like a full tear, he can't come back this early. There's no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, wasn't gonna force it for sure.
So by him saying that I'm gonna come back and like setting a timetable, it's just to get everybody else to play harder and be motivated to win games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So at this point, I mean, they got the Falcons, Commanders, and Texans at home still. There's gonna be no one in that stadium. I mean, nobody. Like Jet fans they've had it, right? I mean,
what's their record now?
4-7.
4-7. Yeah.
4-7, and the Bills are 6-6, right?
Correct.
The wild card is like the Colts right now, actually, and they're 6-5. So they're theoretically
out.
2 games out of it technically, but there's so many teams muddled in there. It's like it's a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got to play the Browns, who they're competing with. They play the Texans, who they're competing with. Oh, like they're playing teams that they're competing for the wild card with. But it's just, I mean, it's just.
They're terrible, bro. They have the worst literally NFL like history. So.
Yeah, the offense is so bad. It's hard to watch. It's unwatchable. I mean, it's so bad. And,
it's just not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's one of those things you just end the season, right? You want it to be over with, but it's gonna be pretty. The fans are only gonna get worse, right? Because what I was getting at with those 3 home games. Those 3 teams don't travel well. They don't have huge fan bases. There's gonna be nobody in the stadium, which leads me to Woody Johnson. He's gonna see that so much promise going into the season. The team stinks. No one's at the games. Is that going to force his hand a little bit? Do you think someone gets fired? Or do you think Rodgers runs the team, no one's going?
No. This is like a mulligan year, right or wrong. They're going to be back next year.
Yeah, that's right.
Even if they lose out.
Yeah, once Rodgers went down, I mean, I know the team still fought and they won that first game, but I mean, once he goes down, the Super Bowl hopes are pretty much gone.
Correct.
So I don't know. It's hard for me to say the regime should get fired, but this offense, man, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I know Rodgers is an MVP candidate, but how much better is this offense with Rodgers?
I know. And
I really do believe if Rodgers wasn't there, I think Saleh and Joe Douglas they would be on the hot seat.
Yes, 100%.
I think 100%. Saleh be gone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Adam. Were there like anything interesting from Jeff fans, like just sitting around you, or like things they were saying, or I mean, we're on Twitter.
Just everyone was drunk and miserable and wanted to fight.
Yeah,
that was pretty much Black Friday. Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I hadn't been to a Jet game in a while, and I remembered they're a rowdy bunch, those Jet fans.
Yeah, so. my buddy Mealy was there. Shouts to Chris. He was texting me the entire time. I fucking hate this team. They're an embarrassment. Like he was ready to just jump off the the third deck. It's pretty grim. We still have how many more weeks left? 11, so 6 more weeks. So It's going to be brutal. I'm going to just probably watch Red Zone the rest of the way out. So
Something we've talked about on this podcast before, getting into Giant Stadium, MetLife Stadium.
yeah,
It's 12, 25, 30, and we're not too far. We're like, let's take a walk and get in there so we can catch this kickoff. We missed like the first 5-6 minutes of the first quarter.
It's a joke.
it's a joke.
It's terrible.
How? I'm like, I thought we left early. How did this happen?
It's
How they haven't figured it out yet is unbelievable. Like, it's a joke, and it's gotten worse. I think over the years too.
You got to get online at 11 o'clock to get in. It's crazy.
It's
Yeah,
nuts.
it's stupid.
And a lot has come out that a lot of players around the league, they don't want to play there. I think mainly because of the turf, but I got to think it has something to do with just like the stadium experience. It's just kind of whatever, I mean, it looked sick like that week 1 game, right? That looked like the Super Bowl, but without like I think at night it's a little better, know, because they could do fireworks and all that other crap. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
They have the worst stadium. And like it seems like Mara and Woody Johnson, they got to get together to really. One is they definitely have to change the turf, but they have to figure out a way to get fans in the stadiums, because if like a season like this, I do not want to go to any. You couldn't pay me to go to these games.
Yeah, same.
Because it's just a better experience, watching at home or watching at a bar.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's and the reputation is bad and only getting worse. I mean, what you guys are saying about, because Juice and Adam, you guys have both been to a few games. What you're saying, everyone else is saying, about trying to get in and all that. So it's
Yeah, like when the Nets and the Knicks, like if they stink, like I'm like, all right, like if I can get tickets and go to a game and see another team or something like that, or a player, or maybe Wembanyama's in town or whatever, I'm definitely down to go, because MSG's fun. The Barclays is fun. The outside of Barclays is a lot of fun. There's places to go hang out, but there's no reason to go to Giant Stadium. No reason to go to MetLife Stadium and sit there in the cold weather and watch this garbage in that stadium. There's no draw at all. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's cold. It's just notoriously windy there. Yeah,
and then you know what? Like, you're a loyal fan. You sit there, and even like, okay, for example, take the Giants against the Patriots, right? What did they win? 10-7? What was the final score? Whatever the score was. 10-7, right? You sit through that, and let's just say we lost 7-10, and it's brutal, it's miserable. You get rewarded by sitting in traffic.
Yeah.
At least it's more palatable when they win. But man, like, you're sitting through all that traffic after a loss. It's horrible.
There's nothing worse.
Yeah, what's his face? So I think everyone on here listens to or has listened to Bill Simmons when he does the podcast with Cousin Sal, the Cuz, on Sunday nights. And a recent episode, Sal was talking about, because he grew up on Long Island and his dad was a diehard Jet fan and had Jet season tickets, and he grew up because he lived in Suffolk County, so he grew up like doing that long drive out east, Long Island, all the way to East Rutherford, New Jersey, just to watch the Jets, stink it up, and that made him like just not be a Jets fan. He's a Cowboys fan because it was just like such a miserable experience, Yeah. So what are you gonna do? Yeah,
Life of a Jet fan.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the Giants though. You can't see me doing it. I'm doing the Tommy DeVito, the hand
Tommy
gesture.
Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets. Yeah, been kind of a cool story. He's won some games here. He's starting to sling the ball a little bit. I guess
he's got 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
7 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing, so 8 touchdowns I think total.
Yeah. He's looking pretty good. He's feeling confident. He's smiling. How you doing? He's got his whole, he's got all the whole fam at the games. It's pretty cool to see. It begs the question though, like, what is he the future backup of this team? Like, what's the deal with their quarterback situation? Because now, they're saying DJ's our guy, and I don't know if they're going to draft a quarterback now.
Josh, you want to start?
So I kind of believe Joe Shane. I really do think that they want to. They're going to make Daniel Jones the quarterback, but he did kind of save face a little bit by saying that in the draft they'll take the best player available.
Yeah.
Which they could all, they could walk in there and think that the quarterback is the best player and take him. Yeah, I think DeVito's got to be the backup, right? You have Tyrod Taylor, who's going to be a free agent at the end, and I don't know if they're going to just keep him and DeVito. I think they might just roll with DeVito, unless they draft a quarterback somewhere in the draft. I don't know what round. You keep him back, and then keep DeVito and Jones as a starter. Jones may not be ready though for the first few weeks.
That's true.
So that's why I think DeVito is going to be. He's getting all the reps. He's getting better every time he's playing. So I like him as a backup option.
Yeah, Tommy. Go get your fucking shine box. DeVito.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a cool story. So it's kind of interesting. The Giants are starting to win some games here, and they have the Rams, Saints, and Packers coming up. Packers are the next game. Yeah, Monday night.
Yeah.
And these teams, they're competing with all these teams for the wild card. Do the Giants have a run in them? I mean, they can only really afford to lose probably like one game, maybe. But
I don't think they could lose any. I think they got to win out.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the problem is you got the Eagles twice still. So I don't.
yeah, I've talked about this on this podcast before, and it drives me crazy. Who schedules this shit? You play a division rival the last 3 weeks of the season?
I guess they're hoping they're both in contention for the division, and they'll be, quasi playoff games. But yeah, you run into these ones. One of the teams bad, you're screwed. Stuff.
Whoever makes these, I mean, it's computer generated, but like whoever sits down, reviews it, and kind of does the matchups, I think the NFL does a horrible job.
Horrible job.
Like how many times on a Sunday night and a Monday night we get some dog shit games?
Yes.
Always.
Yeah. Well,
Always.
that's
Last night was horrific.
Yeah.
You're watching Bears, Vikings. It was 3-3 at halftime.
Yeah, it was like Big Ten West. It was like a Big Ten West game.
Yeah, it's a tough year.
Yeah, it
Too many injuries too. It's way too much. The quarterbacks, they're all hurt.
I know. Yeah, Bears were the only team to win a game this season without scoring a touchdown, which is pretty crazy. Dobbs came back down to life too a little bit. He had a bad game.
So
yeah.
Here's my thing. Like some Giants fans, there's a big debate on whether to be happy for these wins or be sad because you want to tank and get the best possible pick. I've changed recently. I think you just whatever pick you get, you have to just pick the Pro Bowl talent or the Hall of Fame talent that you think that guy is. In football, it's like impossible to tank.
You're right.
Yeah. It's not like basketball where you can like sit one player and then 20% of your team if you sit two players, 40% of your team is gone and you're just like you can lose the game. You have to be like your defense, your offense, and special teams all have to do bad, and it's hard to. Those guys don't want to lose because they're playing for their jobs.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback off that, Josh, a couple weeks ago, I remember when the Giants actually got that win. I was pretty angry because I'm like, now we're going to be out of the mix for Williams or May or whatever. And then you kind of talked when you were kind of like, who cares? Like, draft where you draft. Like, none of these guys are guaranteed. Kind of talked me off the ledge a little bit. You know what I mean? Because it's not like these guys are hitting home runs at the top of the draft anyway. The Giants are paying Daniel Jones $40 million next year. He's going to be the starting quarterback, even if they draft a guy, I think.
Yep.
And I did a little research this afternoon on the bust rate of first-round NFL quarterbacks.
Run through it.
So I went back to 2011. I'm not going to go through every single quarterback, but I went back to 2011. I went back through each draft in the first round, and I checked out the quarterbacks. Okay, so if I go through each draft, just real quick, bear with me, okay?
Okay.
2011 draft, we had 4 quarterbacks in the first round, 3 were busts, 75% bust rate. 2012, 3 quarterbacks drafted, 1 bust, 33% bust rate. 2013, 1 QB drafted in the first round was EJ Manuel.
Ugh.
2014, 3 QBs, 2 busts, 1 backup. 2015, 2 QBs, 2 busts, 100% bust rate. 2016 draft, you had 3 QBs. It was Goff, Wentz, and Paxton Lynch. I guess Goff's not a bust. Wentz, was he a bust? That's debatable. I mean, he did get hurt.
Yeah.
2017 draft, 3 QBs, 1 bust, 2 stars, and the bust went first. It was Trubinsky over Watson and Mahomes. 2018, 5 QBs, 3 busts. 2019, 2 QBs. There were Kyler and DJ. I don't know what you think. Kyler and Daniel Jones in 2019. It's not great.
Nah.
The top 10. 2010 was probably 2020 was probably one of the better ones. Burrow, Tua, and Herbert, and Jordan Love were the four QBs in the round. So if Love's a bust, that's 25% bust rate. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
2021, you had Trevor, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones. Not great. 80% bust rate there. 2022, Kenny Pickett. 2023 remains to be seen. Bryce Young, Stroud looks good. Anthony Richardson, we'll see. Total, we got 35 quarterbacks through 2021. 24 bust. That's 74%. So 74% of the quarterbacks drafted from 2011 to 2021 were busts. So you're going to sit there and you're going to take a trade up for a quarterback when there's only a 26% chance you're going to hit on it. It really doesn't make a lot of sense. That's the end of my day.
That was incredible. Bravo.
That's insane.
You need to take that to like Todd McShay and Mel Kiper and
Which year?
All these draft guys.
Who are the quarterbacks? Now I'm drawing a blank on the year. You definitely remember because you did this exercise, where I think a majority of the quarterbacks were bad, and then the last one taken was Lamar Jackson. Which year was that?
2018. The 2018 draft, 5 QBs in the first round. The first 2 taken were Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
So after that, you had Josh Allen. That's a hit, right? But then you had Josh Rosen, who went like 10th or 11th, and then the last pick of the first round was Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, and the Jets, you're the most recent victim to this because you're picking at 2, right? And that year, you're definitely bad, but there's definitely a sense of, okay, we need to tank because we need to get as close to Trevor Lawrence as we can. You miss out, you take Zach Wilson. But that's what I'm saying. Like, none of these guys are like guaranteed. And already, I don't like the things that I'm hearing about, Caleb Williams. Drake May is, he shows flashes, but it's not like you're getting Peyton Manning. So I'm just like, let's just win games. I don't want to have this losing culture. We've had it too much. Let's win games. Let's develop guys. Let's get them better. Let's make this place an attractive club that free agents want to come to. And then, like, is it so bad that you still pick in the top 10? Like, we're still going to pick in the top 10. Guess what? Michael Parsons went in the top 10, right?
Yeah.
There's all these guys that go. Like I just off the top of my head, J.J. Watt, right? I think he was picked 11 or something like that. You can get guys when you pick so low in the first round that, whatever. Like,
and listen, teams reach for quarterbacks. Your bust rate on positional players is so much lower. Like, you look at the Jets with Garrett Wilson and Sauce. Like, that's 2 hits right there. The Giants with Kayvon and then Neal. Like, Neal might be a miss, but you still went 1 for 2 at 50%. That's still better than quarterbacks, which is we just went through. It's 26%. So just take the guy that's there. If it's a quarterback, take him. But if it's not a quarterback, you don't have to reach for it. It's fine. I think that's a problem. The reaching.
I mean, I've been Paul and I, we've been like saying, oh, it'd be so nice if the Jets draft a quarterback. Now I'm like, do I even want to go there? 26% bust rate in the last 11 years. How many years was it? 12 years.
The year the Giants had the 4th pick, I remember they played the Commanders in one of the last games of the season, or maybe the last game of the season, and they beat the Commanders, which they always do.
Yeah.
And everyone was so upset because we had the chance of getting Chase Young, whose hype was unreal.
Right.
And now look, he got traded for compensatory picks, and
Yeah.
we got
Yeah.
Andrew Thomas, who's one of the best left tackles in the game. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we don't know. You don't know.
You don't know.
Sam Darnold was a can't miss prospect. I remember Todd McShay. I mean, you listened to it, the McShay and Russillo podcast.
Todd.
He was
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
he was like Todd. I was so sure that Sam Darnold was going to be the quarterback, and it doesn't happen.
He loves Zach too. I listened to that. He loves Zach.
Yeah.
You know who also loved Sam Darnold like more than anyone was Colin Cowherd. Oh my God, that guy was.
He
awesome.
loved Adam Gase when the Jets hired him.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. Where Colin was wrong.
I would say that I would say it's a combination of it's a hard position to evaluate. Number one, number two, teams are going to reach because it's the most important position, and number three, these guys get drafted. I've seen guys get drafted. They didn't play under center in college, and now they're starting in the NFL. Like even a guy like Zach Wilson, like to go from BYU to the Jets and not sit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was,
Okay,
he's playing Coastal Carolina to Bill Belichick.
I don't know where we got away from guys holding the clipboard. But Pat Mahomes did it. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's time to get back to that.
I think it is.
Yep.
And this is, you know what? Now I'm coming back again because you just brought up that point. This is why the Jets should draft a quarterback because Rodgers is already the starter next year, and he could be the starter the year after that if healthy, right? So,
but it's it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do it though.
no, I know they won't do it. We know they won't do it because they're incompetent and inept.
They should.
They should, but they won't. But I think Rodgers being there for the next year or two is a reason why they should draft one, have him sit, learn, and then be ready to go. You know, but they won't because they're dumb and will always be a loser franchise.
But Rodgers, he's gonna want his tackle or his wide receiver. You know.
I know, and I wish. So he was on McAfee today, right? And McAfee. I mean, I think it's still too early to ask draft questions, but I hope he eventually does ask Rodgers. Hey, because if the buzz is created right amongst Jet fans and the media, like, oh, should the Jets draft a quarterback? He's probably gonna ask him.
He'll have to answer.
Yeah.
He
So
can't keep his mouth shut, so he'll talk about it.
he'll talk about it.
See, for you guys, tackle's not so bad, right? If you're picking top 10 and you're taking a tackle, that's probably great, right? The tackles should work out, and especially for you, I mean, for both of us, but definitely the Jets, it's such a position of need that you just need a lot of resources allocated to the offensive line.
Yeah. Well.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, even if Rodgers is healthy, he's still 40 years old, and he's not mobile as he was when he first came into the league.
Right. Yeah, and if you see the Jets the last 2 years, they went downhill. This isn't talked about nearly enough when Elijah Vera Tucker went down. Right?
Both times.
Yeah, both
times.
Both seasons their seasons completely went to shit. That proves that guy's he's probably their most valuable offensive player. I think we said that last year. This is kind of proving it because even Brees, right? Brees' production is, well, he got hurt the same game last year as Vera Tucker, but he's been shit ever since Vera Tucker went down. So that guy, they need that guy bad. And Becton, what's the deal with Becton? Is he done? Like, what's the update with him?
He tries to play this week. He'll be back this week, but like, what's the point? He's a free agent at the end of this year. I mean, you can't sign him long term.
No, definitely
You
not.
give him maybe a 1-year deal, but they only have Tippmann. Tippmann's been great.
He's been great, yes.
Going for the future, but they need like 3 or 4 offensive linemen next year, and you saw with all the injuries, you have to have very good backups too. It's tough. It's really tough.
It's a big need. It is, and I mean that exercise, Adam. The quarterbacks. It's not.
Just look at the state of position in the league right now. It's insane.
It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. I do love. I think Paul and I were on the same level here. Jaden Daniels. I think I've talked to a few
Got to
other.
gain a lot more weight, but I think mechanics and like accuracy, I haven't seen anyone come close to him. His composure.
Yeah, and he's in the SEC.
All the highlights I've seen is him running around though.
Oh, he throws. He can throw too. Yeah, he's He's like, I mean, he's like
frail.
a Lamar Jackson, right? I think he's 6'4"
Right.
too, right? He's pretty tall.
Yeah, he just looks like
he's lanky.
He's lanky.
I think Bart Scott. Like I was listening to Bart Scott today. He's like, man, he needs some football weight. He's got to put on a good 30 pounds. Like,
Good. Draft
he'll
him.
Get crushed.
Draft him. Just feed him some fucking carbs. Living in North Jersey, you know, it'll be good in no time.
That's it.
He's a stud, though. I mean, the SEC is the closest to the NFL you're going to get, and he's dominating. If they had a decent defense, LSU would probably be in the top 10 right now, you know?
I think he has 40 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
His numbers
insane.
were better than Burrow, I think they were showing.
Yeah.
They messed it up.
I saw that. They put, I was watching something. It might have been like a Barstool show. They put Jaden Daniels up against Burrow, their numbers, in that, you know, their best years, and Daniels was better. Slightly better, but, I mean, just goes to show. So he could win the Heisman this year, but it could also be Knicks or Penix. Bo or
Adam
Penix.
Boy Bo.
Yeah. Penix would be another guy I'd be very intrigued by. After that, I get nervous with the other 3 or 4, but
I didn't realize Penix. He's Bo's age, and he's had 2 torn ACLs too.
2?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Twice.
that. Fuck.
Yeah.
So he had one at Indiana.
Yeah.
Is that
And
why?
he kind of throws legit like Uncle Rico. Same thing. You see, it's like he's skipping a rock. It's weird, but it's effective.
Yeah. No, I think doesn't he lead the nation in touchdowns? Some touchdown throws?
I think so.
Shout out to the lefties.
Yeah,
Lefty high.
hell yeah.
How you doing?
Hell yeah.
Lefty high.
Yeah, let's get into college real quick. So we got championship weekend coming up here with we got the Pac-12 championship, the rematch, Washington, Oregon, and then
Is that a night game?
Yeah, it's
Is that
Friday
Saturday
night. Friday night.
Oh, Friday night.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Friday 8 p.m. from Vegas. That's gonna be a great one. Everyone's like basically saying Oregon's gonna win, but I don't know. Then you got the Georgia-Bama game. That's going to be a great one. You got Texas, Oklahoma State. Iowa, Michigan won't be a game.
There's no way Georgia can miss the playoffs, right? Even if they lose.
I was looking at it today. I don't know. I think a lot of the people who are responding were like fans of, other teams. But how do you leave them off? Honestly,
I don't think you can.
Well,
you can't.
This is what the committee is praying for, right? They're praying for Georgia to win, because then you don't have to think about it. Washington maybe to win, right? Because then you don't really need to think about it. Michigan's already in. They won the game. They beat Ohio State.
And then Louisville to beat FSU.
Well, no. Well, because then who do you put in fourth? Oregon? Well, no, because then they'd have 2 losses.
You get Ohio State back in there. They'd rather have them in there than FSU with their backup.
What about
quarterback.
Texas, though? If Texas beats Oklahoma State.
True. Okay.
Because they had
Texas would be ahead.
Because they had the win in Alabama. I mean, it was week 2, but it was a big win going to Tuscaloosa. And they won by like 10 points, I think, right? And they won by double digits.
Yeah, you're right. They would have. So you'd have Texas, Georgia, Oregon, and Michigan. That's a hell of a 4.
Yeah, Oregon would have to win, obviously. And then, what if Florida
if they
State
watch.
beats Louisville? They're undefeated. They get left out?
No, they're in. But I don't think they want that, though.
I don't know. It's really tricky. I don't think it's been this complicated yet since they've been doing this.
That's why it'll be easier next year. What is it, 8 teams?
No, 12. They're going to 12.
12. All right, so Notre Dame is going to be in it a lot.
There you go. Yeah, it's gonna be cool with 12. Next year is gonna be really weird, right? I mean, the transfer portal keeps heating up. Obviously, the Pac-12's done, so all those teams are gonna be scattered. The SEC
Kind of makes
Big
the
12.
regular season like a little meaningless, though.
I don't know.
Like, think about how this Ohio State Michigan game, like, it was pretty much for a playoff spot. Like,
That's true.
Final game of the year, 2 versus 2. Like, that was amazing. Next year, like, they're both in. It's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, it might take a little. You're right. It might take a little luster off some of these championship games for sure.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true. Speaking of Michigan, Ohio State, another classic. That was a great game. whatchamacallit. Did you see that catch? Maserati Marv? The one-hander?
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, that was...
He's a freak.
That was sick. Yeah, I think the backbreaker was McCord. He threw that pick in the first half. You know, gave Michigan all the momentum. They went up, and they kind of never looked back. You know, once they get a lead on you, they're just going to ground and pound you to death. So, I don't know. I think they got a legit shot, Michigan. I could see Michigan, Georgia in the... well, yeah, they would play each other because they'd be 1 and 2. So... that'd be a great final if that happens. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Harbaugh will be back.
He'll be back. Is he going to be back for the Big Ten championship or no?
I think so. I think it was just the conference games.
Okay. Not like it matters. I mean, Iowa.
The regular season. I think it was. I know. They're favored by like 24.
They could barely beat Nebraska. I mean, are you kidding me? Yeah, they have like no offense.
The over under that game was 25.
And it hit. The under hit. It's crazy.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was 23-20 was the final.
Wait, 13,
I mean, not, yeah, sorry, not 22, 13-10, sorry. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Terrible. But yeah, that should be a fun weekend. You know, could be chaos or could just be like, you know, Georgia wins, Texas wins, Florida State wins, and then I guess one of Washington. I don't know.
I'm sure there'll be at least.
Every time I read it out loud, I confuse myself with it. So
probably like two upsets, I bet.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I was pretty intrigued by. I know, Paul, you got like a bunch of future bets going on.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty intrigued by.
Oh yeah,
Bama's odds to win the championship, and the Eagles. So if you do Bama and Eagles to win their respective championships, it was pretty nice. Like I think if you laid like 100, you win $5,000 or something, or 200 to win.
What
10
for?
grand.
For them, parlay it?
Yeah, if you parlayed
okay.
that. Sorry, yeah. If you parlayed that.
That's legit.
It was pretty good odds. After seeing that Iron Bowl and Bama Bear, I know that game's always chaos, but I don't know. Like if they went out and like killed Auburn, I'd probably be betting that. I'd be like, oh, Bama's going. They're winning this whole thing. But I think Georgia's going to beat them. I think Georgia's like a dynasty.
They're tough, man. They haven't played with their like top 5 offensive players. They're just like basically resting them. So they'll be back for Bama. They're just so loaded. It's unfair.
Yeah, they're well coached.
Year for year.
Would we see today the DB coach? He's getting the Q's job, and they said he was like the top recruiter in the nation. What? Or
in the whole country, yeah, the number 1 recruiter.
How is a DB coach the number 1 recruiter?
He's from Jersey. He's from Camden. So.
Oh, is he?
He said he has like all these connections in Philly and Jersey.
Well, you
know
who else?
All the kids from up north. Like,
you know who else from
But
Camden?
it's also easy. Who? Shimon?
No, Worldwide Wes.
Oh, Wes, yeah.
Maybe Wes.
Yeah, that's right.
Wes has the. Maybe he's got the football influence too. No, I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, interesting. I didn't realize DB coaches like are hardcore recruiters like that, but
yeah,
I guess.
But then again, I don't know. We'll see. Recruiting to Georgia, yeah, no problem. Now, like trying to recruit to a private university in the snow in upstate New York, I don't know. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, basketball school. You know, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, it's tough. Georgia's Georgia. They can. It doesn't matter who they have as coaches. They're going to get anyone.
Yeah. So, yeah, that should be a fun weekend. Real quick on college basketball. I know you keep saying it doesn't matter until March, but are you convinced UConn is repeating? Are they
it's
still
so tough to say in college, but
yeah, it's hard to repeat.
I've seen it's so hard, but overall, if there's like a best of 7 series and they're playing another top team, they're winning. I can't stand Hurley's like faces that he does and his antics on the sideline, but I gotta give him. He's a hell of a coach.
Yeah,
he's a great coach.
Yeah, no, he is. No, because I asked because I was just messing with the futures again, and if you add UConn to that Bama and Eagles parlay, it was like insane payout. Their odds are crazy right now.
Well, You should do it because honestly, it's in March. All the other stuff will be over by then. So even if they get to the Sweet 16, which is like almost automatic, it's a nice cash out then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, your cash out and that parlay you sent today, that's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's low.
So,
It's low.
Hopefully,
It's such a tease. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna
I
ride?
think I was gonna let it ride. I mean, Georgia. It's basically Georgia to win it. So
Right? Yeah, because it was all the
I think
division
Georgia.
winners.
The divisions are a lock. Philly's gonna win a division. KC's winning it, and so is Jacksonville. That's why that Texan game was so big last week.
If Georgia wins this weekend, that cash out might double.
Edge. I think so. It will, at minimum. Yeah.
It'll be gone. You're saying? You're breaking up there.
No, it'll double.
Oh, double. Oh,
It'll double. Yeah.
Oof. It'll really be.
It's all about that. They got to beat Bama. So edge a little bit with Bama now. It's tricky.
Yeah. Some people. I was listening to something before. They were saying Oregon is the best team, and they think they have the best shot at Georgia. But I don't know.
Nah, they're so small on the lines. Like they'll just maul them to death.
Yeah,
Like,
Pac-12 versus
running
SEC.
ball.
I mean, come on.
nah.
I feel like we've
I've
seen
seen
that
them.
movie before with Oregon,
Yeah,
and we know
their
the ending.
offensive line are like they'll be giving up like 50, 60 pounds each to Georgia's line. Georgia's line is monsters. I've seen them. They're huge.
Yeah, I think Michigan probably has the best chance against a Georgia. I
Agree.
think. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, like a Big Ten team like that.
Or Bama.
Or Bama, obviously. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe Texas. Yeah, Oregon's probably like way down on the list in my opinion. So we'll see. But all right, NBA. We got the Knickies. They're handling business on the Hornets again tonight. I mean,
Yeah, up by 18.
yeah, 3 times in 1 month, right? They play these jokers. Poor Hornets. LaMelo Ball hurt again after having a great
it's
start
tough.
to the season.
Nets are tied up 80-80.
Yeah, so Adam, with the Nets, I mean, it's kind of a shame because the two guys who you were probably most excited about are now like out indefinitely, right? I mean,
Yeah, so Cam Thomas is back in 2 games.
oh, okay.
So that's good.
So that's
yeah,
good.
so he's coming back. Ben Simmons, I don't know, maybe he might be a runway model by this time next year. I don't really. That was super disappointing with Ben Simmons. But the team, I mean, they kind of are what they are right now. I don't think. I think they're going to be much harder to coach when everyone comes back because it's like a bunch of guys, but there's no star, and it's like, who's their best player.
Yeah.
Mikhail's good. I don't know what to think, but I do like watching them. They play really hard. So it's just been good to get back to the basketball part of the Nets. So I guess we'll see what happens. I think 8-8. You take 8-8 with all the injuries they've had. Claxton's missed games too. They've gotten some good production from a lot of guys they got for cheap. Trendon Waterford's been good. Lonnie Walker's been awesome. So let's see if they can keep rolling.
Yeah. And are they in? Are they still in the in-season tournament? Like, are they still in contention?
Yeah, if they win today, they're in pretty good shape to advance. I think at least in a wild card. They had to win by like 25 to win their conference, but that's not going to happen.
Okay.
So I think if they win, they get like a tiny bit of help. They got a good shot to get the wild card slot.
Okay. And then the Knicks, I know they're in pretty good. They're in pretty good. In a pretty good spot right now. I'm still so confused by it. I'm just kind of like letting it play out. Like Juice, I know you kind of like broke it down for us. I think it was either the last pod or the NBA preview pod. But are you like kind of caught up, and do you know like kind of where we're at and whatnot? Or
Well, tonight's game is really important because they need to not only win, but it's the point differential too. So they need to win big.
big, yeah. Okay.
I think if Miami beats Milwaukee tonight, that would help us.
Okay. So yeah, that is kind of like how the soccer leagues do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was watching What's the soccer show with what's his face?
Oh
God.
what, ESPN?
No, with the coach. Why is it? I'm like having a brain fart right now. The
Which coach?
the show,
America?
the popular comedy show, soccer.
Yeah, with
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. Oh my God.
Oh, Ted
Yeah.
Lasso. Okay.
Complete brain fart. But I remember I watched like the first season and they needed like a certain amount of points or whatever to like stay. I don't know. I know they do that in like soccer, like with the point stuff. I kind of like that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not a fan of the courts. Juice, I know you like them. I'm not really crazy about them, but I don't know. I like we'll see where it goes. Obviously,
I'm enjoying it. I think it's giving some of these games a little bit of juice that maybe
yes,
they didn't have.
yeah,
Like Nets Raptors tonight, like whatever, But now it's like, oh, Nets Raptors tonight. Okay.
yeah. There's implications. Yeah, I mean the Knicks Heat game this past Friday was amazing. I mean. They came back and it had like a playoff atmosphere to it. So
the 500K is enough to get these guys moving.
Yeah, Breen was just saying in the Knicks Hornets game that like some of these, I think Brunson was saying like, yeah, I want some of these guys who just kind of don't play often, get some money, right? Assistant coaches get some money. So these guys are motivated by the $500,000. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and I think once it goes to Vegas, like the final, they're doing the semis, right? The semis and the finals in Vegas. Is that what it is?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So that will be really cool. That'll be fun. That will have like, you'll really
even
notice that.
even if you're making like $12 million a year, right?
Yeah.
Like that's $1 million a month. Like you win a half a month's salary.
Yeah.
Right. So like imagine right now, like whatever you guys are making, like you went to Atlantic City and you won a half a month's salary.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
So it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good incentive. So like Dinwiddie said, hey man, that's a Rolls Royce for me.
oh yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Josh Hart said something about a watch. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Speaking of Josh Hart, what's going on with the comment? I guess that was not a big deal about what did he say about the offense or whatever?
I don't know if it got taken out of context, but he said he feels like left out.
Yeah. And then Tibbs came back and said like, nah, we're not doing anything differently with him. He just needs to.
He's just not shooting well.
Yeah, he's just not shooting well. Which he's not like a great shooter. It's not really his game.
No,
to be honest.
Exactly.
Grimes, who was shooting horribly, I saw he hit 2 threes earlier in the game, which is good to see that he's hitting shots. But it's
he's got to be aggressive.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable though that Dante eventually is a starter, right? I mean, doesn't that make more sense? I don't know. Juice, what do you think of that?
In the playoffs, he'll definitely get more minutes as the guard.
Okay. Like, Juice, are you for that too? The Ragu starting over Grimes?
The thing is, I mean, Grimes hasn't been good, but I do like having a little bit of offensive punch, like coming off the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hate it when, if your starting five is struggling to score, which we saw definitely last year in the playoffs, you need somebody off the bench to give you a little bit of a lift or a juice,
Yeah.
boost of energy. So I know a lot of people are calling for him to start just because Grimes is playing so bad, but I don't know. What I would ideally like is to get another wing, a really good wing, so we can move RJ to the 2 spot. But that's probably in the bigger.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, Mikal Bridges, sorry, Adam, would be our 3. And, my God, that would be Brunson, RJ, Mikal. Well, Randall, remains to be seen, and Mitch.
I think you got to start thinking about OG Anunoby.
Well, yeah,
I don't think the Nets are going to trade Bridges.
No, zero chance Mikal goes anywhere. Yeah, OG's my second choice.
Well, I think zero.
Toronto's never going to. Toronto's
never
trading with the Knicks ever again.
Yeah, now they're not.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, it's over.
Really?
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah.
There's a huge lawsuit going around.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's
over.
over.
The Knicks want $10 million from Toronto for damages.
Dolan.
Was that the Bargnani trade?
I think so.
That's probably worth around $10 million in damage, I think.
Oh man.
My God, the gift that keeps on giving. That whole debacle. My God. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the Knicks are gonna do. There's still, I mean, it's constantly talked about, like on Twitter and the media. You know, trading Randall, or Knicks are ready for a big move, like big splash. Like it's just, I don't know. I'm sick of
They'll
hearing
make a move. It'll be like a Josh Hart type move, like they did last year.
Yeah, it'll be like Fournier and a pick for someone.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Fournier and a pick for Bogdanovich.
Yeah, I saw that.
Josh, I was about to say that.
I saw that. Yeah.
I love Bogdanovich.
Yeah, I mean, he's averaging 21 a game. You're talking about points off the bench.
Bogey.
Yeah, I mean, you have him Quickly and Ragu scoring off the bench with Hart and Hartenstein doing their thing. You know, that's a strong bench right there.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, they need more shooting. One more shooter.
Yeah, that's the guy. So. Yeah, it's funny though because Fournier could shoot. I don't know.
Is he a horrible defender? Is he like a terrible defender though?
As a net, he was pretty bad, but he's got some size. Like he's sneaky big. He's like 6'8", and he's like thick. So, he can hold his own in the post. But you put him in pick and roll, and a lot of these little guards are going to roast him. But on the other side, he's not bad in the post. He shoots over guys. He's a good shooter. So.
Yeah, I think Fournier, the issue with him is, was he 6'4", 6'5"? How tall is Fournier?
Yeah, he's little.
So
yeah,
but Bogdanovich, you get a little bit more length and height, I guess. And I don't think Fournier ever averaged 21 a game. So maybe one year he got close to that.
He scored like 45 a couple times as a net, Bogdanovich.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he could really score.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And he's being on the Pistons, God, they're like historically bad. I saw something crazy. They're like 4-40 something in their last like 50 games.
Oof.
That was like as of like a week or so ago. Yeah, they're really bad. Like really bad. And they had some nice players on that team too. But my God.
Who's their coach?
Is it still what's his face? Who used to coach the Raptors?
Mitchell. Sam Mitchell?
Sam Mitchell, yeah. No.
Or is it Monty Williams?
No,
yeah,
not Monty. Oh, Monty Williams is coaching there now?
Yeah, they gave him a truckload of money.
A lot of money.
Oh,
yeah.
God. I didn't even know that. I had no idea. The guy was coaching the finals a few years ago. I had no idea. Wow.
The Knicks are never going to get that first round pick ever from them.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Or Washington.
Nope.
Two teams that are just like going to be terrible for the next decade.
And what's the other team that they have a pick through? Wasn't there another
Dallas.
one?
They'll get
Dallas,
get the
yeah.
Dallas pick this year.
Yeah. All right. Oh,
who's looking pretty good, Dallas. I don't think it's going to last, but for now they can enjoy it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Josh Giddey. We got to talk about it. Devastating, man.
I'm sorry, Tom.
It's my guy. What the fuck?
Kitty gang. So did the girl lie to him about that? Do we know anything?
Yeah, what's the details? Is it even true?
So,
yeah. Look young.
So it just came out, I guess Andrew Bogut, is he involved with the Thunder at all?
No, but he's Australian.
Okay, so they're just going to the Australians for a comment?
Yeah.
So Bogut, like, he, like, knew about it. Like, I don't know, it was weird. He's like, yeah, supposedly the Thunder have known about this for a year. So this is, like, old news. And
what did Crocodile Dundee say?
Yeah, so I guess I don't know if Giddey is 21 now or was 21 when it happened. The rumor is that she was a junior in high school, but again, there's no details have come out. Supposedly, the Thunder have been aware of it and don't think it's an issue at all. That's all I've heard. So,
well, I did see. I think they said like the Oklahoma, like age of consent is like 17.
No, 16.
No, it's 16. I thought
it's 16.
Is it 16 or 15? Did you say 15, Adam?
I think it's 16.
Okay.
Wow. So, I mean, maybe it's like a little like creepy for sure, but if he didn't break a law, then what can you really do? You can't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
He can be the butt of jokes for the rest of his career.
I mean, that's probably what it's going to be. I think I think that's what it's going to be. I mean, we'll probably get the details. I mean, if she was 17 or 18, he was 20 or 21. Yeah, it's not like the end of the world, but like, yeah, he'll be the butt of jokes. So,
yeah.
I mean, you're in the NBA, man. Like, I mean,
I know.
I don't know.
Well, there might not be a ton of great, it's Oklahoma. I mean, no offense.
Yeah, but
no offense,
I mean,
Oklahoma.
Josh Giddey's probably got enough money to fly some girls out.
Yeah, and you're in all these other cities and stuff. Yeah, that's true.
I think you gotta figure something out if you're in the NBA, man. Like that can't happen. That's like the one thing that really can't happen is that.
Well, it's funny because a lot of the rumors, people were like saying crazy shit, like, "Oh, she was in junior high school," and like, what? Yeah, like it got crazy like that. But then I'm seeing that like, oh, she was a junior in high school. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
If I was the NBA, I wouldn't even approach a girl. I would have somebody on staff do that for me. I'd be like, I'm gonna find out about this girl.
Yeah, what does Harden do? Harden, like, I mean, this guy. I was talking to someone recently who knew a guy who knew Harden and what he kind of does. So I guess when he was in Brooklyn specifically, he had like a driver. And this driver would just like constantly like take him to like strip clubs, and he just loves the strip clubs. And he would have like each city, he would have like 3 different girls, like strippers, that he would just like, bang or whatever.
I think that's the way to go.
So I think that's the way to go. Yeah, that's the point of my spiel here.
I like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What else?
Should we mention Mark Cuban?
Yeah, I just saw
that.
I just saw that. So what's the deal with that?
He sold it. He gets all the money, but then he still keeps everything and operations. Like, so what did he get rid of? He just got money.
Just a stake, I guess, right?
So just reading the tea leaves, right? He sells the team and he's leaving Shark Tank. And I had just watched Billions, right? So my question is Mark Cuban prepping for an independent presidential run?
I saw that too.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people were saying that.
You buying that?
I can see it.
So what? He's gonna run on the independent ticket against RFK Jr.? Is that would be the plan?
I guess.
I don't know how that would work because I don't think we've ever had like 2 independents. Like when Ross Perot ran as an independent. Did he have like another independent that he like debated and like had to go through a caucus?
He was the last independent that actually made it to the debate stage. That right?
Correct.
He actually had enough juice. So
yeah.
I don't think Robert Kennedy is going to have enough juice for that, but I think Mark Cuban would. So
well, I don't know. Robert Kennedy in the latest Quinnipiac poll. I mean, it was amongst 18 to 34-year-olds who were like the people who vote the least, but he was leading Trump and Biden. So
no shit.
Yeah. Okay. So he's got. I mean, that's an important poll too. But I mean, 18 to 34, not many of those people are voting. So it's kind of moot. But he's got some momentum to him. It's just at the end of the day, it's probably going to be Trump and Biden again. Let's be honest.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Oh, yippee. Let's do this again. Cuban, though, I did see that, Adam, what you're talking about. And he's hinted at it before. So
I think he'd have a lot of juice if he actually did it. I think a lot of people.
I don't even know what his. I mean, obviously he's a capitalist. He's probably.
All I know is he's famous, and if you're famous, I think that's
he
kind
would,
of the first.
And he's got money, so he wouldn't take corporate money. He wouldn't need to. He could fund his own campaign.
Pro-tanking.
Yeah, he's pro-tanking. He'll tank the country. Don't worry. There's a reward at the end. Yeah, what's that?
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that would be funny. So,
we'll see.
He
did pretty well.
We'll see.
He bought it for $285 million. I saw.
Wow.
Sold it for
Got
3.5
million. Wow.
Insane.
Man, how did he get his start again? Like, how did he make his money? He was like a .com guy.
Broadcast.com. He sold it to Yahoo.
Yeah, he was like right in the beginning of that. Yeah. Jeez.
I know. Why didn't we think of that?
Fuck. Oh well. What are they gonna do? All right, guys. So, I guess we'll be back in a couple of weeks. We'll have some updates in everything: NFL, college, NBA, the whole shebang. And
who do you guys have as the leader in the NFL right now? Best team, San Fran still?
I'm gonna go, if healthy, San Fran. But Eagles, man, they find ways. I mean, they were one bad Hurts throw from being undefeated, right? Against the Jets. So
I picked the Chiefs before the year. It has been pretty, but I'm still gonna stick with the Chiefs.
Yeah, they find ways as well. Like them and the Eagles, they win ugly,
Yeah.
I'm not I think Baltimore is the number 1 seed in the AFC, and I wouldn't be afraid if I was the Chiefs. If I had to go to play Baltimore.
Definitely not.
Without Andrews, it's a different team. Their defense is freaking loaded, but I can't picture them scoring too much in the playoff game.
Yeah.
Who are you throwing to? Who's your one receiver? Zay Flowers, a 5'10"
slot guy?
Yeah.
He's a rookie.
Not good. Yeah, I think right at this present moment, if the Niners are healthy, I think they're dominant when they're healthy, right? Those 3 losses, they were banged up. So
yeah. No Debo, no Williams, no McCaffrey for 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think didn't Kittle miss a game too?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's at Philly, and I think they're gonna come in. What happened last year. They're gonna really I think put it to Philly.
That's this Sunday,
week.
4:25. That's going to be a great one. That's a real good one.
It's a pick'em. It's a pick'em game.
Oh, it's a pick'em. Holy shit! Wow.
Fun.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: why did Tepper say that he had a trade in place to move out of 1 to 2?
Dude, that guy got to stop talking.
Yeah. What was that about?
It's so strange. This guy.
Yeah. It sounded like he was trying to double down on Bryce Young. Like, we liked him so much, we were going to trade down and pick him anyway.
Yeah,
But I don't know. It's not looking great.
Yeah.
Wall Street and NFL owners. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Different games.
The point of the owner's role in owning an NFL team or any team, NBA team, you have to provide the resources that allow the experts to best do their job. It's not the owner's job to run the team like his fantasy football team. You know what I mean?
Right.
The owner's got to hire the coach to be the CEO of the whole organization, and the general manager to provide that CEO with the talent.
That's it.
Right. And work the salary cap. The owner's I don't know what the hell they're thinking. He signs Frank Reich for 4 years. And then fires him after 11 games, and then makes a comment that, the next coach should be there giving the eulogy at my funeral because he's there for 30 years. Or it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they make these coaches sign NDAs after they get bought out of a contract like that? Because I'm sure Reich could say a lot of stuff, or no, that doesn't go for sports, right?
No, I think that it's in their contract that if they are to separate, part of you can collect your severance or you can collect the rest of your contract, but you cannot talk.
Yeah, he won't go on if he wanted to, could he go on NFL Today and just start ripping Tepper?
Maybe he could, but then he might not be getting paid that contract because right now he's gonna get paid.
Right.
Yeah.
I always wondered how that works.
Well, have you ever seen a situation where the coach got fired in any sport and immediately was
no.
Yeah.
Thank you for the whatever opportunity and
yeah.
So Jeff Saturday was on this morning on the radio, and what he was saying is Like he's friends with Frank Reich. He's known Frank Reich for a long time. He is a very high character guy, and he's obviously a friend. So I'm going to take his side no matter what. But he's like, obviously there was something going on in the organization where they were not aligned. So something was going on where, 11 games. I think that's the fastest since like 1979 or something that you fire a coach. That the NFL saw that. I think it was the Niners coach before.
Crazy.
For who was their big time coach
in the 80s. Oh Jesus.
Levy? No. What's his name? Mark? No. Not Mark.
If someone says it, I'll know.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. For what team?
The Niners in the 80s.
The Niners. Who's the big time Niners coach in the 80s?
Oh my God. I see what
the Walsh.
It's a Walsh.
Yes,
Bill Walsh. Yes.
I saw the glasses and the gray hair. Right? Is that or no? Am I thinking of George Seifert?
George Seifert.
Somebody a 4-year contract, and then you fire him after 11 games. It's like, what changed so much that now the guy's horrible?
Right.
Yeah.
I know it. I think he just. I don't know this guy.
But then the other side of it is too, like I listen to a lot of Mike Lombardi, and he was saying that Frank Reich only went there just to collect a check. Like he didn't have that team prepared to play at all. So I don't know. Maybe
yeah.
we saw that.
I think something bad happened behind the scenes. I think it had to do with the pick. I could see like maybe after like Bryce had a bad game, because didn't he had a pick to like lose that game the other day, because they had a chance to win it against the Titans, right? And then maybe like in the locker room, Reich maybe went off like, I wanted Stroud, and Temper was like, oh, you're fired, like fuck you, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be an ego thing.
Yeah,
but like even the
It's
Giants, right? Even the Giants have Daboll. I actually love Brian Daboll, but I would also say at the same point, I don't think he had the Giants ready to go right away this season, and that's a learning point, right? But you can't just fire him. I think he needs to coach next year, and he needs time to develop with the guys that Joe Shane has, and same thing with Joe Shane. He needs a couple of years. After it's like year 4, then you can make a decision, but it takes a couple of years. Like even now, I think the Jets are at that point with Joe Douglas and Saleh. Everyone's looking at him because now it's what, year 3?
Yeah.
So next year the seat's hot because you're expected to win with Aaron Rodgers. So It'll be next year.
That's it. So we'll see. Tough job. It's a tough job, man. NFL coach, probably the toughest.
And you're gonna make mistakes too. Like there are draft picks that Joe Shane made that I don't really like or agree with, but then there's some that he hits on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Evan Neal, this guy's going to be working at Whole Foods like really soon.
Flipping burgers.
Next year he's playing guard probably. I don't see him. I don't know.
He might be playing guard in the CFL.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. But
he looks so unathletic. Like, remember the in Alabama, there was like that clip of him, like the jumping and like landing on those mats.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then he just looks so unathletic now.
Yeah, he looks like he has cement feet.
Yeah, he's slow and I don't know.
yeah,
That's tough, man. You don't have your pick, Stroud. Like that's good. I feel that's worse than being a Jet fan by far.
You know what's also interesting?
brag.
I heard on the radio this morning. Mac Jones for New England had a better year under what the fuck is that guy's name? Matt Patricia as the offensive coordinator than Bill O'Brien as the offensive coordinator.
wow.
Matt Patricia doesn't know any offense. He's the defensive coordinator that they made him the offensive.
That was the weirdest thing ever. Yeah.
But you know what I don't get about Mac Jones is they just keep bringing him back and then benching him.
Yeah.
like why do you keep bringing him back into the line but you're gonna bench him anyway? Like just I don't know.
It seems like there's this debate over who's better, Mac Jones or Zappy.
Right.
but they're both bad. And then Belichick doesn't do anything to mitigate that. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna split the reps instead of picking
Yeah.
I'm gonna split the reps in practice, and then in the game, I'm gonna go back and forth. So I don't know what Belichick's doing either.
He's trying to reinvent the game. So
I don't know. You know, he's going for his record. He's like a couple away, a few away from all-time coaching wins. And it sounds more and more that he's not going to get it with New England. Like, he'll be coaching somewhere else.
kind of crazy.
Washington. That's the rumor.
Washington?
Yeah. New owner.
Rivera's gonna get the boot.
Riverboat Ron's gone. The new owner, he wants something to juice up the franchise, right? And Belichick's a Maryland guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he's from he grew up in Annapolis. I think his dad was like a Navy guy.
Nets got the W, by the way.
No, congrats.
Smacked him.
9-8.
Nice.
See you in the championship.
We move.
We move.
We move.
But we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. I think we said it all. We miss anything?
I think we're good.
Oh,
Nailed it.
there's a big lull in TV.
Oh, yes.
I know I've been watching like older shows and things like that, but I think next month we get True Detective.
Yes, I was gonna wait until a week or so
really?
before to bring it up. Yeah, it's actually on my birthday is the premiere.
Wait, like a new season?
Yeah,
Who's in it?
January 14th is the premiere, which is my birthday.
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster, yeah.
Whatever.
she's the only she's the only big name. I don't recognize anyone else in it. But
Where's it?
There's nothing on TV. We need something.
Where does it take place?
Alaska.
Oh, come on.
So
it's gonna be like dark and like there's mooses hanging around.
It's gonna be it's gonna be the darkest because
there was a guy at our tailgate from Alaska. He said it's awesome.
I hear Alaska is awesome, but it's
5 months a year. It's not a drop of darkness. It's 24 hours of daylight.
That's pretty I'd be in heaven, man.
I don't know. That's kind of nuts. I need to sleep. Like.
My family went to Alaska over the summer and they hated it. They said it's the worst place they'll ever go. I've heard mixed
reviews about Alaska. Obviously it's very picturesque, but I don't know. Seems kind of depressing.
Whoever started like the first super blacked out shades out there is killing it.
Oh yeah, big time. But yeah, no, it's so supposedly because I read up on it a little bit. It takes place during the time in Alaska where it's dark for a whole month. I think the month of December. So right now, Alaska, it's just dark the entire month, which is terrifying.
I mean, how do you people not just literally go insane?
No, I know it's a wild place. But yeah, so supposedly it takes place then. I guess 5 guys who work at this research center just disappear, out of nowhere, and that's kind of the basis of the mystery. But if you watch the trailer, you could see the same symbol from season 1.
Okay.
The Carcosa.
Carcosa.
So I think there's somewhat of a link. And then if you look in the comments, someone mentions Russ Cole mentioned his time in Alaska, blah blah blah. So I don't know.
Oh, they bring it connected a little bit.
Yeah, I think there's some linkage to season 1 a little bit. We'll see. Can you imagine a McConaughey? What you call it?
That'd be cool.
All right.
If we get a little McConaughey, Russ Cole action, that'd be something.
And then what's the other guy? Vince Vaughn. Hopefully they don't bring him back.
No, he died. Spoiler alert. In the desert.
He was the worst villain ever.
I don't even. Was he supposed to be a villain? I don't know. That's season 2.
I don't know what he was. I think he was a gangster.
Yeah.
All the True Detectives were bad except for season 1. I mean, the last one was
Decent.
Marshall
It's
Ali.
decent.
It was decent, but the ending.
Yeah, it like had promise, and then it was like, oh, that's it. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing memorable.
Yeah, that was weird. Season 2, you have some Season 2 truthers who were like, no, it's the best season, man. You got to give it another shot. Like, I don't know. Season 1's just so incredible. Like, it's such a standalone season, you know what I mean? It's like a masterpiece. So it's it's going to be tough to beat that in anything, really. So, but yeah, that's Juice. That's the only thing to look forward to. It seems like in TV. Fictional TV, at least.
I don't know. I might go back and watch like Homeland or something. I need something. I've been watching Sopranos though. That's always good. But
yeah, I haven't been watching. I mean, I literally watch YouTube. That's it. It's like podcasts and barstool shit, and yeah, it's like nothing. I don't know, sports. Like there's like no shows. Like I've like nothing. It's usually HBO. I like is the only thing I really watch. So
yeah,
guess gotta wait for that. True Detective. But it's only 6 episodes, so it's going to go quick.
That's it? That's super fast.
Yeah, usually it's like 8, I think. Yeah, it's only supposed to be 6.
Hard Knocks was good. Miami.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Check it out. McDaniel, Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad. I don't know what else is on TV. I have no idea.
Yeah, nothing.
Sports.
Nothing. Yeah, that's it. Ton of sports. So, all right, guys, we gotta go.
Picture on the flip side, Joe's.
All right, take care. Comb your hair.